Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the episode 67 of the Iron Meditation, the Art of Living and Lifting podcast. I'm your host, Coach Michael, and we are going to go deep into the stress and in the following 4 episodes develop it into interesting concepts about intentionalism, how to properly state our wishes, and talking about options and choices. So let's dive deep into the stress. Now, if we look into the World Health Organization definition of stress can be defined as a state of worry or mental tension caused by difficult situation. Stress is a natural human response that prompts us to address challenges and threats in our lives. Everyone experiences stress to some degree. It's a very nice, very clean, but very empty definition, to my humble opinion. Now, let's divide stress into 2. We have the physiological stress, and those of us who are familiar with the work of Hans Selye, the Hungarian professor who revolutionized the stress theory that we are familiar with from strength training, where we have the disruption of homeostasis of the body, where we have the alarm, which is the workout, and this is the decline of our physical abilities. Then we have the resistance phase, which is the real training occurs when you recover and your peak, and you continue from there on. And if you're going into overtraining, you're basically exhausting yourself. All right, so this is like the alarm, resistance, and exhaustion are the 3 main phases of his stress theory. Now, this is the physiological one, where our body likes to be in homeostasis. Now, as far as psychological one, we have the whole therapeutic profession that addresses it, and it began with Freud. However, I want to take a detour and talk about stress from a different perspective. So, back to the World Health Organization definition, a state of worry of mental tension caused by difficult situation. Now, if you're standing in front of a heavy barbell, which is difficult situation, okay, the barbell is heavy, and the question is, are you feel stressed? And the answer is probably not, because you are about to find out, you are about to take action and to try to lift a barbell. You are maybe excited, but you are maybe nervous, but you are not stressed about it. When will you get stressed? If your girlfriend or boyfriend will tell you, listen, if you're not lifting it, I will leave you. So now you are having the tension caused by a psychological input that you have no real control about it. Do you? Because you have the control about the barbell. Okay, you are going to grab it and lift it. But when your partner tells you that if you either you lift or I leave, this is not up to you, because they can be lying. And even if you lift the barbell, they can leave you. Okay, so all kinds of thoughts begin to creep in, and this is how the psychological stress is created, basically. One more thing I want to add and say that when we are standing between 2 different options, we do not have a choice. We have a dilemma, and dilemma is by nature mostly stressful. So if you want to escape the dilemma and the stress, we can either create more choices for the sake of psychological deloading. For example, if you have 2 jobs that you're considering, you can throw on a list moving to another country and seeks job there, taking a loan, going to study, I don't know, like finding, like marrying somebody rich and completely go out of this game. So you are throwing all this hypothetical stuff on a paper, and you'll see that will automatically diffuse the situation, although you'll still have to make your mind between the two options. Now, back to the podcast and the original idea. So you are in front of the barbell and you have this rule, okay, opposed upon you. So what makes it stressful in reality? In reality, if we dig deep, and this is something that I have heard Joe Bezos say, the founder of Amazon, in one of his interviews, he said this very interesting thing, that the real stress doesn't come from hard work or from making an effort, because it's just what it is. The real stress comes from knowing what we need to do, yet not doing it. It's basically for when we do not take action in a situation we can take action. This is what stresses us. And this is something that is very important to understand, to merely diffuse the situation and take the stress down. So, for example, I'm living in Israel now, and we have the affairs of war, and I have my kids, and it stresses me. Now, the war itself don't stress me, because it's far beyond my control, my decision ability. It's not up to me if people want to blow each other, although it's a shame. But what's in my control is the ability to take my kids and move to the country, one of the countries that opened their gates and accepting refugees. So this is, I can take immediate action on with all the outcomes, okay, with all the responsibility, but it is something that I control 100%. And me not taking action in this particular situation is what creates the stress. Now, the moment that I understand and I see and I consciously saying that I am not deliberately, okay, this is my decision to not make a decision in this situation, because this is not an easy decision to make, and it's not a, like fast decision to make. It's automatically, okay, distresses the situations, and it's getting an ease. Now, back to the barbell girlfriend example, like the immediate action that we can take is to reevaluate the relationship and saying, like, if you are playing these games of either I pull or not, that you are like bad partner choice for me, because like my ideal partner will stay with me for whatever what, and so sorry, I am leaving you in this second, and it's regardless whether I pull this barbell or not, because it's not about the barbell, and it's not that type of motivation I will need in my life. All right, so because this is something that we can take action, we can be proactive, yet we choose not to. And that is what stresses us. Now, I hope this example is vivid enough for you, and this is your homework if you're willing to do it for until the next week, is to see where you can take action. Okay, what is in your total responsibility, but you don't take action, and at least diffuse the situation by consciously acknowledging it, and second, try to convert it from dilemma into a real choice by multiple options, even if they're hypothetical ones. So enjoy the exercise, and I'll see you in the following episode.